Je pense qu'on m'entend bien. Alors, du coup, YouTube. Ouais. Alors, en gros, pour faire le topo, je viens de voir que Epic Games a mis un jeu Sherlock Holmes qui est gratuitement sur son launcher. Je l'ai pris et vu que je suis un gros fan de la série Sherlock Holmes, celle faite par Netflix, ben, je voulais voir ce que ça donne et je me disais, si vraiment j'aime beaucoup le jeu vidéo, je pense que je le ferai en plusieurs parties en faisant des épisodes pour YouTube. Sinon, sinon, bah, je ferai ça sur Switch et puis voilà. Du coup, bon, on va découvrir. On va découvrir. Je vais juste vérifier si mon live marche bien. Et je pense qu'on est parti pour découvrir ce jeu vidéo qui m'a l'air. Ouais, ça. Ok, c'est bon. On peut y aller. On va juste peut-être passer un peu de son. Voilà. On est parti, c'est parti. Let's go! Alors, John Watson. On a vu, je me souviens pas. Ah, Madame Hanson. Yes, c'est bien la référence. C'est parti. On ne jugera pas la qualité des graphismes. Ah, Sherlock Holmes qui a encore pété un câble. Ah, c'est génial. Attendez, faut les réglations des voix parce que. Ah punaise, c'est trop beau. On est complètement dedans, genre, c'est magique.
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
Ah, la vraie, j'aime beaucoup comment les personnages sont faits.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector.
Juste quelques Même dessous. On va régler ça rapidement. Ah non, me dites pas que je devrais le relancer. On peut skipper. Ah, c'est un peu chiant, mais... Ah, je touchais à l'audio, j'aurais pas dû. Je vais relancer le jeu. On va faire ça rapidement. On va refaire ça très rapidement. Ça devrait être ok normalement. On y retourne. C'est pas grave. Comme ça, on prendra le temps d'écouter au moins. Ah, il y a un peu les boules, je vous cache pas. Mais bon, ça, c'est ma faute. Tant pis.
Holmes!
Vérifier juste si le micro marche bien. Ouais, il marche bien. On continue, on continue.
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad. Stop!
Is that
Yes, of
nonsense?
blindfolded.
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah,
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes.
a sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. Better use for it.
Ah, le mec!
Out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
Hmm.
I shall go alone then.
Alors, temporer le carnet. Oh, choisir un costume dans votre armoire région d'estrade à Woodman Lee. Ben, c'est parti. C'est parti. Et nous l'armoire. Ah mais mec, c'est trop bien. Là t'es dans l'appart. Putain. Ah mais c'est trop bien, ils ont. Mais où la cheminée? Bon. Mais après je sais pas en quelle époque on est. Ok, j'ai compris, j'ai rien dit. Bon, j'ai un indice fidèle. Madame Wilson, chambre de Watson. Bah voilà, je finis. C'est ma chambre. J'ai baissé la sensible parce que ça me donne un mal de crâne, pas possible. Alors, on a quoi? Hmm. Ça, j'aime beaucoup. Je crois que je les ai pas débloqués. Bah voilà! Cheveux et chapeau. Allez, voir. Attends. Moi, je verrais bien Sherlock. Mec en haute forme, non. Ouais, avec la casquette. Attendez, il y a peut-être mieux. Ouais, on va lui mettre avec la casquette. La casquette de Sherlock Holmes. Des lunettes. Non, pas de lunettes. Ah, ça c'est les trucs que je peux débloquer, fait chier. C'est trop fou. Bon, tant pis, je vais mettre Sherlock Holmes bien. Non, pas dégarni. Je veux un Sherlock Holmes qui ressemble à ça. Voilà! Allez, c'est parti.
This is where I...
Oh, la map, elle est énorme! Ok. On se comme ça.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson...
Ah! Ok. Moi, j'aimerais bien me balader dans les rues.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
C'est trop bien.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a
Ah,
burden
d'accord,
for
j'ai
you
compris.
soon.
Yes,
Ok, c'est intéressant.
life with Peter was never easy.
Les mécaniques de
He was
gameplay sont
still my
intéressantes.
husband.
He was
J'aime bien.
different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Ok.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Alors, les portes. Ouais, rien dit.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool. What a terrible way to die.
Ahem.
Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
C'est génial. Alors. C'est le feu de tabac. Ouais. Non. Je sais pas. Je vous cache pas, c'est un peu dur là. Frère, tu veux que je fasse quoi de plus là de ta feuille de tabac et une pipe, genre? Peut-être. Non? Je sais rien du tout. Je manque des preuves alors. Je sais pas ce qu'il veut que je fasse, mais c'est assez bizarre. On est... Non, je veux réussir à faire une image mentale. Attendez. Il y a un truc. Je l'ai presque là. Ouais, ça a l'air débile comme ça, mais je crois qu'il y a un truc. Excusez-moi, je vous dis. On va passer la moitié de l'épisode. Bon, je pense que je finis ça et j'arrête l'épisode et je pense que je continuerai le reste sur Twitch parce que ça risque d'être un jeu assez long, concrètement. Mais ça ne sera pas exclu que je repose de temps en temps sur YouTube. Donc on va voir. Voilà, résoudre ça. Ok, je crois que j'ai compris. J'ai pas assez de trucs.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
Un peu.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Harpoons for hunting whale. The ship's log.
J'ai même pas
Weapon
remarqué, je suis
fully
con.
penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. The weapon old navigation instruments. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture. Yes, this is a coarse
Il est mis un milliard de fois comme ça.
very popular among sailors.
Ça va. Écoute, on fait avec.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Mr. Holmes?
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Mr. Holmes?
Vraiment, moi je sais pas ce que je fais. Voilà.
It seems that the garden was well maintained. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Pas mal ça.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Intéressant.
Who could do such a thing? Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Someone drank from this glass recently. Someone drank from this glass recently. Someone drank from this glass recently. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. Dundee. Dundee.
Ça ne me sert à rien du tout. Tout à l'heure, à la première enquête, on n'est pas sorti de l'auberge.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. It seems that the
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Mr. Holmes?
Là, YouTube devient un peu trop long. Je pense l'arrêter. Mais je pense reprendre sur Twitch parce que du coup, ça sera plus facile. Et les lags longs, c'est plus sur Twitch. Voilà. Bon, c'était un peu la découverte du jeu. On n'a pas découvert grand-chose à part ça et ça. Mais il a l'air super intéressant. Mais je pense pas en faire une série de vidéos parce que c'est long, ça race. Voilà. Plus... Mais ouais. Il est quand même plutôt intéressant. C'était sorti en plus il y a 6 ans, je crois, du coup, pour un jeu fait par Ubisoft, qui est plutôt pas mal. Voilà. À plus.